We are live. 15 whole days later, we are back. We are live in Los Angeles. We were in Los Angeles last time, but again, I'm Rusty. It's been 15 days. You will forgive me because we got a great show for you tonight. I am Jake Liker. We are live from Los Angeles. It is 9:35 p.m. And two people right now who are talking to me over Skype and absolutely not making inappropriate gestures in any way, shape, or form are Carl Mogline and Noah Taborda. Carl, how are you doing?
I am doing well. Thank you for having me, Jake. And do you mind if I make the announcement, Jake?
No, because I'm hosting you, and we'll get there later. You have to give people something.
I'll do my selfless promoting now and my big announcement later.
Okay.
I'm Carl Mogline, and you should go find me at Twitter at Carl_PM. That's Carl with a K. Also, go watch College Football on Air, also on the National Sports Network. And also in the Crease with Carl Mogline. And also 50 State Sports Update, and like all their Facebook pages. Also, please like the National Sports Facebook page.
Please spell it with a C, and then I will be your best friend forever. Speaking of best friends forever, it's Noah Taborda. Noah, how are you doing? Carl, you're also a BFF. I just had to think of a good segue.
Well, I'm good. I just ate my bowl of Lucky Charms, and Lucky Charms are a delicious breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They should change their slogan. My self-promoting, Facebook. The Facebook page is Blake and Noah, LA to Chicago, or on Twitter at Blake_and_Noah. All of the names in there are spelled normally because, it's not like a weird spelling of Blake or Noah, unless you spell Noah without names.
Blake.
I figured out how to spell Blake. Blaik. The D is silent.
My name is spelled FGFCF. It's pronounced Noah.
Alright, I'll take your word for it. Speaking of great names, so we did introduce about 2 weeks ago my new favorite segment, the name game. We'll have to have it for you guys later tonight. So far, our MVP is Quinteris Toppings. By the way, I want to make it abundantly clear that we do not make fun of people for their names. We applaud them. I honestly wish my name was Quinteris, and no, I'm not kidding. Actually, I'm Facebook friends with him. So take that if you think that I'm not, if I'm trying to make fun of it, because I'm not. What is it called when Quinteris Toppings looks into the sun? Squinteris Toppings. And with that bad pun, I get to promote myself, because that's exactly how I want to be represented. I don't have a Twitter, but that's going to be something I do on the first day of 2014, because it's the one New Year's resolution that I will be able to come through with. So that'll happen eventually. I promise, I think. We do have a Facebook page, though. It's Rookies Roundup. It is also not spelled oddly, so that's pretty cool. Like it. We are one like away from our 30th. Like, we're just hanging there. We're stuck at this one point where it looked good, but everything's sort of like nothing's moving forward from there. It's kind of like the Detroit Lions. Jim Schwartz feels me. We're going to talk about them as well as all the other NFL teams today. It's been an emotional roller coaster for me as a Green Bay Packer fan. You guys can't really blame me for not doing a show after that Packers-Cowboys game. I was emotionally exhausted, and I had midterms to study for. But that's all good. They are out of the way. It is winter break. We'll be doing a lot more shows. If you don't believe us, all three of us were on a bowl special the other day in which we actually devoted some time to UNLV and North Texas, the football teams, as opposed to their marching bands. I assume that was obvious.
Well,
that it was their football bowl show. When
you remember a team by a draft bust, it's not good. Anthony Bennett is what I remember UNLV by.
He's not bust yet. Give him time.
Well,
okay, that's what everybody said with like every bust ever.
Well, unlike Anthony,
send him to the D-League, he'll develop.
Hey,
we have to get things started because unlike Anthony Bennett, this show has places to be and places to go, and we're not going to just sit here and do nothing for a while. Sorry, Cleveland.
Tijuana, Mexico.
Tijuana. I live in Los Angeles, and I could do that.
Let's just go to Tijuana for this episode.
Well, I've already done a show from Mexico. I can't say I'm live from Tijuana. You only get to go to Tijuana if you win the Holiday Bowl. Or is it the Vegas Bowl?
Stand ankle deep in the Atlantic Ocean and say, I'm live from the Atlantic Ocean. Go to the opposite side of the country. Opposite side.
I mean, I guess that could work. I could stand ankle deep in the Pacific Ocean and be like live off the
Not
coast of Japan.
Pacific is too close. Pacific
I
is
mean,
too close.
it's a long coast, but we are technically off the coast of Japan. Seriously, we have to get things started before I make the same Anthony Bennett joke, because I just caught myself from making it again. We're going to start off with college bowls. It's been, we like to say that we're experts with this stuff, but I'm sorry, I'm not going to feel bad if I are not correct when it comes to a game between East Carolina and Ohio, but I was correct anyway, so that was pretty cool. First 5 games, let's start from the very beginning. It always seems to be... Actually, wait. No, we can't. Because I just got a buzz on my phone about 5 minutes ago, and I immediately decided that it was time for another installation of Rookie's Rant. Because this is angry for me. And you two don't know what it is yet. Just jump in when I'm done. Or just don't interrupt me. Or do. I don't care. You're guest.
It's a rant. I mean, I feel like it's a rant, so everybody should just talk at the same time and just yell.
Oh, yes. That's the CNN strategy. Rookies Roundup is in no way affiliated with CNN. It's a lovely news channel. It tends to be off topic, but so are we. So, you know what? Maybe we should appreciate CNN a little more. We like to make things fun and random, even though it might not completely deliver the purpose we intended. But that's okay. Mike D'Antoni on criticism of the Lakers after a terrible loss to the Suns. And this hits close to home because I'm a Laker fan. It was 117-90. We lost to the Suns. The Phoenix Suns beat us 117-90. Mike D'Antoni on criticism of Los Angeles Lakers after loss to the Suns, quote, "If the fans are discouraged, find another team to root for." Let me stop you right there, Mike D'Antoni, because there are a lot of people who don't like you, even when you're winning. And if you're telling us to root for another team, be careful what you wish for, because there are people out there who will be more than happy to jump off the bandwagon.
Wait, so you're saying to the Phoenix Suns and the Battle, Phoenix is 17-10, 7 games over 500. You guys are 2 games under 500.
But you want to know what else is 17? Look at the banners in Staples Center, and then tell me if you find it acceptable to lose to the Phoenix Suns by 27 points. And then tell me what you think of that record.
Phoenix Suns are a better team than the Lakers.
To lose by 27 is fine, but then when D'Antoni comes out and says, if you don't like it, go root for another team, it's like he's begging to be fired. He's begging to be fired. Dr. Bus is rolling in his grave right now. He is rolling in his grave like wheels on a bus.
Why is he rolling? That's just an awkward motion to do in a grave. There's not enough room.
It is an idiom.
And he's like vibrating in the grave.
He's vibrating in the grave. Okay.
I don't know. I mean, you never know with Los Angeles. There are some random mild tremors here and there. But mostly, just like the Lakers, we're pretty flat. Let me tell you something, Mike D'Antoni. You need to stop and be careful what you wish for. Because this is Los Angeles. If you haven't taken a look around, we have a lot of things to do. Go to a UCLA Bruin game. One of the most prestigious college basketball programs in all of the nation. Who, with a lot of great prospects, they barely average over 5,000 people showing up per game. Because they're not ranked. Because they're not vying for a championship. Barely over 5,000. There is no one there. I go to these games, the student section is half empty. Half empty.
Why should you go Ohio State fan?
It's why you should be an Ohio State fan. Yes.
Go to those games. There are people lining up
Go be an Ohio State fan. But there is an understood risk that cops will pull you over if you support that team on your car because they think that you're supportive of marijuana. Does anyone else remember that story from 2 years ago when that lady got pulled over by the cop?
People consistently ask me that question. Is that a marijuana leaf on the shoulder of your jacket?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Oregon, of course, kid from Oregon would know exactly what he's talking about. Just kidding, Carl. Carl is clean, I hope. We haven't talked about this.
Are we making accusations about states now? Is this a state war? Are we going into a state war?
No. California, California.
Seventh highest state, I think. Or like, 4th highest. Colorado and Washington obviously higher than us.
I hope you're talking about mountain ranges.
We may be the 3rd highest state.
Well, Mount McKinley begs to differ. a bunch of Eskimos in Alaska are just outraged right now. And we would do what CNN would do, live from Alaska. Let's go to some angry Eskimo on the street and what he thinks about being the 4th highest state. Do we have any sound bites? Nope, CNN hasn't done that yet. I find that very surprising that CNN has not done that yet.
Technologically advanced, okay, man. They're still at the point where they're just kind of just yelling things out and hoping that people think it's actually an Eskimo.
Can you see Rush out your window yet? I don't think so. No disrespect to Alaska. Would you have the guts to name your child Bristol? If you can name your child Bristol and sleep at night, then you have earned my respect.
Bristol reminds me of a brush. I just feel like there's just a brush. The child has like weird hair that looks like brushes. She's got brushes sticking out of his head.
Genius knowledge.
His head? Oh, if you can sleep at night when your male child is named Bristol. Bonus points.
Bristol sounds like, I don't know, it feels like a guy's name to me.
Bristol Farms, Bristol, Connecticut.
Oh, by the way, Russia's coming over the horizon. Actually, no, I'm not sure if it's Russia or it's just the clouds, it's just making weird shapes. Or if it's just a rock that I see about 5 feet away.
Foreign policy is that bad, it's completely possible.
I mean, her foreign policy has to do with things in the country. Not outside of it.
Okay, and we're kind of going off the road, so we got to get this bus back on track. And speaking of buses, Dr. Bus, again, no, we've already made that joke. But at least we're back on track somewhat now. D'Antoni, that's literally the only quote he's given. Normally there's more to go into. This is what happens when you act on impulse. At least I've learned a valuable lesson. CNN, not so much. But we'll get there. Hey, CNN, at least you're not Fox News. But, long story short, D'Antoni needs to watch his mouth here. A lot of people are unhappy. A lot of Lakers fans are discouraged. They expect to contend for a championship. And after 2 losses, when he just tells everyone to root for another team, have you seen the NBA fans lately? Do you think he would get away with that in Miami? Because if he said that in Miami, that stadium would fill up, well, not fill up, would really empty out like it was being drained out of fans. You just gotta be careful what you wish for, D'Antoni. And that ends this installation of Rookie's Rant. Guys, any final thoughts that do not include CNN, foreign policy, or anyone named Bristol, man or woman?
I mean, didn't we expect this from D'Antoni? I don't hold him to the same standard of other coaches. I see him more of a guy who doesn't really understand anything he's saying. He doesn't understand repercussions. He's like one of those kids.
Maybe he has maybe he has affluenza. He's been given such a good situation that he cannot associate with consequences, and therefore he should be allowed to do whatever he wants.
Exactly, it's like the kid that breaks a vase and then doesn't understand or that he's done anything wrong. He's like, nope, I'm just gonna act like everything is perfectly fine.
It's gonna come back because that's what I've been given. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about, Noah? About the affluenza case?
Nope, but I just...
Look, next time you want to rant and have an extra oomph in your anger, just look up affluenza, because this will anger you. Carl, what are your thoughts on Mike D'Antoni's quote?
I think you're going overboard because it's your team and this a little bit.
I'll do it with Mike Woodson. Mike Woodson is
also,
I think
you guys should probably root for another team.
That would have been even worse. You guys, I'm the coach, but you should probably root for...
handing out free Clipper tickets.
Kings.
Handing out free Clipper tickets? Free Clipper tickets?
That's what you guys are handing out.
Well, at least they're not free Kias. Throw those away before they throw them.
He's a double agent for the Clippers. He's secretly working for the Clippers.
You're a genius, Noah.
He's a double agent.
Alright, Rookies Roundup Conspiracy number 307. Right after 306, Alaskans are secretly upset because they do not understand the purpose of the word hi. Number 307, Mike D'Antoni is a double agent playing both sides of the table in the City of Angels. And now we get to talk about bowl season. And not just bowls of Lucky Charms, although I would much rather enjoy a bowl of Lucky Charms than the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. But early on, they always seem to find a way to be very entertaining, and this year was no